Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I hope that with the leadership of Chairman Roger Wicker that the people of the world actually see that we have bicameral, that's Senate and House, support for the people of Ukraine. Remarkably enough, Republican and Democrat support for the people of Ukraine. And so this hearing should be very important from that perspective. And then I really agree with Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, and that is that we're in a conflict we did not choose, and that is of dictators with rule of gun invading democracies with rule of law. And that means we need to stand with the people of Ukraine, with the people of Israel, with the people of Taiwan to ultimately achieve, and can be done, peace through strength. I was grateful that President Donald Trump has acknowledged the war criminals' delusional goal of resurrecting the failed Soviet Union has got to be recognized and stopped. In 2008, war criminal Putin invaded Georgia and continues to occupy a third of the country, and being South Ossetia and Abkhazia. The Chinese Communist Party has subverted the Georgian Dream Party that currently is over the people of Georgia. It seeks, the CCP, to own the Republic of Georgia's entire middle corridor, including access to Central Asian critical minerals. American companies have already been pushed out of the region. And additionally, the Black Sea port of Georgia has been stolen by the Chinese Communist Party. The Georgian Dream runs 24-hour anti-American propaganda. The courageous Georgian people have risked their life and limb marching in the streets for over 200 days, draped in American flags, in defense of freedom and sovereign borders. In the last week, the Georgian Dream has locked up and illegally arrested nearly every opposition leader, so time is of the essence. The House of Representatives has already voted with 90% support, a remarkable vote, for the Megabari bill, H.R. 36, and it's now calendar item 70, ready for immediate Senate consideration. And Dr. Kapalia, how urgent is it that we now take the effort to stop the anti-American Chinese communist takeover of Georgia, which benefits, obviously, war criminal Putin? Doctor.
I'll take the question. Thank you for the question, Co-Chairman. So fundamentally, what we have seen in the South Caucasus, as you noted, is an attempt by China to establish its influence in the region. And we have seen China sign a strategic partnership with Georgia, and China sign a strategic partnership with Azerbaijan. Well, Armenia rejected that and signed a strategic partnership with the United States. And we are seeing sort of the growing dichotomy between preferences of authoritarian leadership in the region and the preference of democratic leadership in the region. But to your point, absolutely. A regional fracture becomes conducive to the growth of authoritarianism, which is precisely what Russia prefers. And sadly, we have seen Azerbaijan be part of that same process, where the same way Russia occupies Ukrainian territory, the same way Russia occupies Georgian territory, Azerbaijan now occupies Armenian territory. So we are seeing nascent democracies that are trying to transition and consolidate being attacked by their authoritarian neighbors. And this creates fracture and instability and thus diminishes or harms the consolidation process. Georgia's situation, right, is byproduct of regional fracture. And so what we saw from the Rose Revolution, a continuous democratic growth, as the region became more fractured, as Russia initiated more destabilization, Georgia's domestic politics was also influenced by this. And so an important strategic endeavor of the United States, and one that I would commend the administration of having done an excellent job on this, is trying to introduce peace in the region. So if you have peace in the South Caucasus, it creates stability and it allows for democratic growth. And it should also allow for a reconcentration of efforts in Georgia to basically stop the backsliding. So in the confluence of these developments, we need to see the relationship between regional fracture, Russia's role in that, and the need to basically diminish Russia's influence in creating instability. Thank you.
And indeed, I'd like to welcome back our alumnus, Michael Ciceri here, and any comment that you would like to make.
Thank you, Co-Chairman Wilson. With regard to Georgia, I think it's it's evident that what we've seen in the country as what is unfolding before our eyes over the last few days and certainly over the past few months and years has been a tragedy for the country, as well as a tragedy for U.S.-Georgia bilateral relations. In terms of the directions it's taking specifically, there seems to be in the Georgian Dream Party a calculation that its foreign policy is one that can both have a particular kind of relationship, a close relationship with the Russian Federation, with Beijing, with other unsavory regimes, while also continuing to gain from the succor and support of the United States and the European Union. And that has been, I think, a tragic error on their part, and one that they have found over the past few months to be particularly problematic for their own internal propaganda purposes, as well as for their foreign policy prospects. I think there needs to be a real understanding of the ways by which Georgian Dream has sought to insert itself as a player in the region without necessarily being willing to be responsive to the United States, to our interests, while also seeking to gain from that relationship, as they have in the past, when they were seen as a reliable, responsive, and responsible partner.
Again, thank you, and I'm grateful for President Salome Zurishvili's courage and the people of Georgia. I yield back.